What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? New York, stand up.
Arkatech Beatz.
Let's go. What up? Welcome to the Music Review Live Series. I'm your host, multi-platinum producer, juggernaut, Arkatech Beatz. Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. We're doing a lot of music reviews tonight. It's late on a Monday night. We're burning the midnight oil. Who's still up? Who's still up? Who's up out there? Who's outside? Yep. What up, what up, what up? Yeah. 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 Let's go. Born ready, I see you. Doing live music reviews tonight, man. Make sure y'all are jumping in the live, sharing the live, liking the live. Make sure you're submitting your songs or your beats. We'll take a listen to them live, give you some feedback tonight. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. I'm your host, juggernaut of multi-platinum production team.
Arkatech Beatz.
We're doing the live music reviews tonight. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. These music reviews are powered by Sound Surge. These are powered by Sound Surge. Shout out to everybody on there. We're powered by Sound Surge. SONDSURGE. This is the new music discovery platform for independent artists and or producers. Make sure that you're checking this thing out. And we're getting it done, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. It's very strange. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. We're about to jump into this first tune. Just give me 1 second. We're just trying to handle some technical difficulties. Let's jump into this. Let's jump into this first joint. This joint is by King. This song is the song name is King by Cream. He have not released anything. He's not sure if he's going to. Any thoughts coming from? Okay, we're gonna take a listen to it. Let's see what it sounds like.
Back in the 90s, I was swimming around my dad's balls, unknowing of all the stress in the world, untouched and unheard, except I heard every word. Closed mouth and open ears, they fear me, except the real ones, they fear me. Shout out to my family, plan A, never plan B, reminiscing on a crazy dream. I was smoking dope like a crazy fiend, like a fire, I'm unmatched. I put a condom on and I blow out the back. Shawty feel amazing, she on crack. I don't really believe in a rat dream. I'm just a white boy trying to be the king. Think about the dream, driving Porsche Cayenne, a nice house, a fair view, celebrity interview, Celine trunks in swimming pools, that's supreme. Do you know what I mean? Looking at those people lined up on the highway, I told them fuck it, I'ma do it my way, not the 9 to 5 way. No more cold hands and a stone face. I'll take your head off with a stone mace. Ace of spades, that's a closed case. I work for plenty days. I might go inside my brain and rearrange something so I can maintain. Press the gas, accelerate. I'ma do the dash, looking for a bitch to navigate. It's a narrow road, but sometimes all you gotta do is get up and go. Do it for you and not for those favors. Travel around the world on a hunt for different flavors. New neighbors every weekend. I'm tripping lately, I've been wide awake geeking, speaking to myself how to make it work, how to keep food on the shelf, or else you gotta close my sentence elf. What's a man with no ambition? You gotta reinforce that vision. I was born in 2004. I can't believe I'm almost 24. I'm already ready for like 20 more. And if I can't make it work, best believe I'm gonna kick in that door, make you drop to the floor, hand it over, Candy, Red Rover. Man, you better believe MF Doom, I'ma run away, hide in Belize. I'm keeping the peace, I speak what I mean, so fresh and so clean. Billy Boy, Billie Jean, to the legend, shout out to Wu-Tang and Cream. Cash rules everything around me, Lost Boy, search for my soul, shit got me feeling so drowsy. If you wanna go, check you out, run the Rousey. I'm trying to be anonymous, I really love a girl, that's a time to miss. So shit, I'm dreaming, time to wake up.
That's King by Cream, man. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. You know, for the most part, this is a kind of like a, you know, an older kind of hip hop vibe. You know, if you're paying attention to it, you know what I'm saying? It got definitely a boom bap vibe on it. I think the beat is cool. I feel like the vocals for you might be a little bit tucked a little bit under the music, so it's kind of hard to hear you over the music. But the thing that stands out for me is that there's no hook on this record that really stands out on here. It's kind of you just kind of rapping all the way through. You know what I mean? We need some kind of hook on this thing, you know what I mean? And then also trying to make sure that we can get your flow to be a little bit less kind of monotonous. You know what I mean? We gotta kind of make sure that we just don't feel like we're reading off the page or reading off your phone. You know what I mean? Like we have to make sure that we have some sort of kind of flow cadence that's going to really flow on top of the beat. You know what I mean? And make sure that we're keeping the tempo of the beat. I think these are the things that really, like I said, man, separate the men from the boys, separate the real talent from the other talent, people that are really just starting out versus people that are really getting into this thing, right? Has this first list never been restarted? We are listening to records in the orders that they are received, man. We're just trying to give everybody a fair shake, my man. So, and we're streaming on all platforms, just to be clear. So, the best way that I could really suggest this is this, man. Is really we want to try to make sure that we got that we got the way that we're rapping on these beats are kind of on beat, man. We want to be on beat. I think that's one of the main things that I'm always trying to listen for. Just trying to make sure that people are understanding that we're listening for those cadences, we're listening for that breath control, we're listening for that, that flow, right? So like if we're gonna sound a little bit rigid on it, and if this is because you're first starting out, those are things that we can understand. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're really trying to improve on what we're doing, right? So it's going to take a little bit of time to make sure that we're understanding what kind of beats that work for us. Joe Barry, if you don't want to wait, you can always go someplace else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that respectfully. This is Juggernaut of Arkatech Beatz, Big Pun, Nas, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Max B, French Montana, Lloyd Banks, Jadakiss, The Game, Shorty Low, Alley Boy the Don. My list is my list, bro. My cue is my cue, bro. It's legit, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I get on night after night, and people submit all throughout the day. So when I log on, this is what I see. Submit your joint like everybody else, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's jumping onto the queue. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. Making sure folks are jumping into the sound surge, man. Make sure you're jumping into that. You know what I'm saying? This is where folks can actually get their records, independent records here. You know what I'm saying? Get them listened to. You know what I mean? This is definitely one of the places for independent artists to get discovered. We've partnered with these folks. You can submit your music here. They have charts here for discovery. If you can clearly see here for independent artists, it is a new platform for folks who have their music that is released through DSPs, and you're trying to gain traffic to your music. This is one of those places that I'm going to advise people to start going to, start listening to other people's music, so that you can kind of get an idea of what's going on, and at the same time support another artist. You know what I mean? It's going to definitely be that thing like that. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. We're going to jump into this next joint. And this joint is called Love You by Kane. Let's take a listen to it. And for folks who may not be here when I'm actually reviewing their music, the replays are on YouTube. You follow? So this is why the queue is the way that it is, and I'm taking first come, first service, because if I review your music, it always lives online. You can always go to make sure that if you missed it, you can go find it, and it'll be there. I've listened to this is Kane, I Love You.
She wants me all for herself, but she don't trust me. She says I'm no good for her health. She says she loves me, then takes it back, but she still calls me late at night like a heart attack. And then she says, you know I can't stay away. I'd love to, love to, love you. She's losing, next she's a queen up on the throne, and now she's losing it, losing control. 1 minute she hates me, the next she's saying you're my Romeo, and then she says you know I can't stay away. I love you.
Shout out to Kane, man. This joint is called Love You. The way that this song is structured, it feels like it could be AI, man. Because there's the way that these songs, the way that the verses seem to cut off before they go into the hook, and it doesn't really flow into that. That's like a telltale sign of AI. Outside of the way that the music is mixed, outside of the vocal performance initially, like these things sound okay. But when I'm listening to this arrangement, it feels like it may be AI output. And if that's the case, that's fine. We just have to make sure that we're we have to make sure that we are trying to make sure that these records are produced well, man. We talk about this really kind of ad nauseum here, man. We talk about this if we're going to use AI to put your records together, right? You still have to produce them. Kaz, what up? We still have to produce these records. These records still have to be arranged properly. These records still have to be put in some sort of a decent song arrangement so that it has some sort of level of cohesion so it can really be consumed correctly in the marketplace. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but the labels are making coalitions and they're doing all types of things now because they want these songs to not be part of the regular commercial sphere. They don't want to compete with AI music at all. They want it to be relegated. They want it to be sidelined because they're not really ready to do it in mass production, and they know that if they do it too much, it will dilute the current pool of royalties for them in their catalogs. So they're really, really, really trying to pump the brakes on AI-generated music, right? And they're trying to set up all types of constraints and regulations and all types of things to see if it's going to be able to make it through the charts. But back to this record, right? When we listen to it, right? Riz, what up? This has a dope intro, of course, right? Right, because it's coming in with the hook.
She said she wants me all for herself, but she don't trust me. She says I'm no good for her health. She says she loves me, then takes it back. She still calls me late at night like a heart attack. And then she said,
watch, listen to this breakdown and listen to how it slices off. Like it's almost not complete and then jumps in.
You know I can't stay away. I'd love you.
Right, that's not really like a complete mini bridge, right? Or a complete, transition into the hook. It's like it starts and then it just kind of cuts off and then it kind of goes. So that to me is what Suno and those things tend to do because folks are not really, they're not learning the whole structure of song arrangement. And he said it speeds up and slows down. I can't really tell that from not really putting it into my like MPC or a DAW. Sometimes you can hear it because sometimes Suno will do that too. It'll drift in terms of tempo, but lately it has been pretty good with terms of tempo locking, right? So it's been pretty good at locking tempos as of late. I know that used to be a big issue when we started using it maybe a little bit over a year ago, maybe close to 2 years now. But as of right now, it seems to be doing what it needs to do. I'm not mad at the way this record is arranged, man, and I truly believe that folks should be using this to really get their ideas out there to show people their songwriting ability. Like, I think these are the tools that need to be used so that you can actually improve on your songwriting ability, improve on your production, improve some of the things and the ideas that you might have. I just don't think folks should overly lean on it. And, in our community where we do the Future Producer Society, and it's free to join over there where we help folks to kind of learn the music business, etc. We kind of talk about that, where we talk about all the time of really just taking some of the AI, folding it into the music that you're already doing and putting the two together, right? Because we still have to have some human elements to it in order to make it copyrighted. You're not gonna be able to copyright it without human elements in it. So you're gonna have to be able to do that. And I always look for folks to try to find the best of both worlds and trying to get it done. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. 1 second. We're gonna jump into this joint called Rage Evil Beat by V-Man, the producer. Let's take a listen to it. Yeah, V-Man, that's not gonna work, bro. This joint is totally overloading, bro. And I know you're saying it's a rage beat, man, but it's like, that's not, I understand that you're saying it's rage, but this stuff is kind of inaudible, bro. Yeah, it's definitely sounding a little bit it's sounding inaudible on this one, man. We can't really listen to this. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. We're gonna jump into this next joint. It's called Dust Dust by Joey Shervitt. Let's take a listen to this joint real quick.
Tell me, is it too late to take back all we said? I'm all alone in this house again. Had you love, but you got away somehow. Teach me just how to stay to the point where I feel again. It ain't enough to take off the weight. Running lost, but I'll find a way somehow. Never might feel the same. Walk alone in the world that's ever broken. Shine a light on it all is really why we came. A disease and you'll catch it while you're falling. And it feeds on everything your soul don't need. Girl, I pray that one day you'll find your calling. And you'll see that this love is really all you need. And I know when the route that we've gone, if we don't turn around, it'll drag us right down. Too late to take back all we said. I'm all alone in this house again. Had you love, but you got away somehow. Teach me just how to stay to the point where I feel again. It ain't enough to take off the weight. Running lost, but I'll find a way somehow. Never might feel the same. When you're shining bright, it's really when it wants you to get inside your mind, turn you to a monster. Pull you left and right, try to find your conscience. Through your dreams, keep it sore where you sleep. When you're stuck and confused, it'll creep in. When your soul's about to lose, never give in. Seize the day, no longer afraid to rise and restore. Just tell me is it too late to take back all we said? I'm all alone in this house again. Had you love, but you got away somehow. Teach me just how to stay to the point where I feel again. It ain't enough to take off the weight. Running lost, but I'll find a way somehow. Never might feel the same.
Yo, shout out to Joey Charette on that, man. Yo, I like that joint, man. That joint. Yeah, that kind of has like it's a large sounding record. I think it can have a, if it's, I don't know if you guys have watched like Spider-Man as over the weekend. They took a record that was out maybe about a year ago, and they put it back into it by the group that has I forget the name of the damn artist, Tom Lay, but it's one of the like the core songs in the movie, man. And once it was added kind of to like sync to like the montage in the movie, it's like it makes the song like almost 50 times better, So this kind of song, I can hear it being like used in a sync capacity. Definitely a dope record, man. I'm gonna push it through to the chart, man. I want more people to hear that. Shout out to folks on that, man. I'm gonna jump into this first skip that we got up tonight. Excuse me. This is D Tucker, Denying Myself. Hold on, let me take a listen to what this is at. He said he wrote this 25 years ago. He said he said Suno to reimagine it. Look, this is what it's about, man. It's about taking songs that may not have had the absolute chance of jumping in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think these are like this is what's given a lot of producers and a lot of songwriters a second chance, man. You know what I mean? Like, for real, for real. So we're gonna take a listen to this, Denying Myself. D Tucker, make sure that you're submitting this record also on the Sound Surge side, right? I'm gonna put it into the chat. Make sure it goes through. Make sure you're submitting it here, because it just looked like this is a record that you have released. And remember what I'm telling you guys, that this website now is, the Sound Surge site is driving traffic to people's music, man. So real clicks, real plays, that means real royalties, real algorithmic movement. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something that I want the independent artists to mess around with and see. Right? If you guys know anything about us as Arkatech Beatz, we're always early. We're early, man. That's how we get early Freddie Gibbs, early Song Trust, early Splice. Like, we're very early in terms of being brand ambassadors, very early in discovering new technologies, very early in discovering new artists. That's the whole point of this whole platform, man, is to find the new talent, the new producers, the new folks who are really trying to get it done. You heard? So make sure that you're jumping into those platforms and utilizing them, leveraging them, listening to people's music, liking, commenting, sharing. That's the only way that it works, right? Creator economy stuff. Let's go. Straight as Denying Myself.
Jesus, you gave everything for me, everything. Why can't I do the same? Yes, you did. You know what I can. Yes, you did. Was a child when we met. Been a while since I rested in your arms. I forget just how strong your love is. Think a little bit would give me, then I'm going till I miss. All along what I needed was the calm of your gift. You made me, but knew me even before I was a baby. But you see me lately, a grown man with his own plans, holding his own dreams in his own hands. So shaky. Is this really what you made me? I'm pleading for your leading on the daily. Been a while since I rested in your arms. I forget you are the truth. So how long will I get? So anything you want, I'll do. Anything you need me to. Help me to convince my mind that this thing is worth my life. I know that my flesh gon' rise. Hope you're listening. And it's hard sometimes, but I'm denying myself. I'm denying myself. So anything you want, I'll do. Anything you need me to. Just help me to convince my mind that this thing is worth my life. I know that my flesh gon' rise, and it's hard sometimes, but I'm denying myself. I'm denying myself. Lord, you've been my anchor to storms. been my strength from when I was weak and couldn't give them any more. The light, you've been in the dark alleys of light. You brought me hope when the journey took me through valleys. My escape when heaviness had me. And I wanna be honest, don't wanna try to impress you with some immaculate promises. All the effort I gather to be the best didn't matter. I seem to pale in comparison to the standard I shatter when I fail. Oh yeah, I try but I can't lie. You know, you're looking straight in my heart and you see the depth of my traumas and every seed of dishonor, but still believe in me even with what you see in me. Love, it just comes so easily. Grace and mercy repeatedly shielding me from the evil. I'm a living fact. You said if I gave you my life, you would give it back. So anything you want, I'll do. Anything you need me to. Help me to convince my mind that this thing is worth my life. I know that my flesh gon' rise, and it's hard sometimes, but I'm denying myself. I'm denying myself. So anything you
Shout out to D Tucker on that, man. Yo, that joint got a really nice groove. I know folks are gonna say, you know, it's Suno, it's reimagined, it's AI, you know, but there are still ways to make this joint in terms of when we're putting out this music that we're reimagining, records that we may have wrote, stuff that we may have in our head, songs that we may not have been able to execute, right? Like it was very eye-opening for me as a producer to be able to kind of put melodies and things into songs into Suno that I couldn't get real artists to, like, I couldn't get them to execute it, you know, and I was able to put it into Suno and they was able to execute it almost flawlessly. And that was really like an eye-opener for me when I saw that. So, you know, the main thing that I would always talk about on these songs is it's not the production, it's not the music beats wise, it's not the mixes, it's not the vocal performances. Suno is going to give us those things perfectly. But if you have to pay attention to Suno in the way that these songs are arranged, if you notice, you have your first verse is kind of structured a certain type of way, and then your second verse seems to be structured slightly longer. Then it has certain parts in there where they're like gaps, not necessarily gaps, but it creates areas where like they're like 1 or 2 bar areas, and it kind of disjoints the song, right? So in a typical song arrangement situation, you would have either the intro be for 4 bars, then go for a hook for 8, then go to a verse for 8 or 12, and then go back into a hook. And then it would repeat that for the second verse. What Suno tends to do is it tends to either shorten it or elongate it by 1 or 2 bars. And then what that tends to do with the record is that the listener is waiting for the record to come back to a certain place. So basically, it's waiting for the hook to come back in the same area, and the hook doesn't come back in the same area. Sometimes it comes back, you know, a little bit longer down. Pause. Yeah. And it kind of draws out the bar, and you have to go into Suno Studio and you have to arrange that to make it do what it's supposed to do technically and make it technically sound. Because once those things start to happen, the listener may not be able to articulate what makes the record feel off to them, right? They're just waiting for the music to, people want the music to kind of go into an endless loop. I don't know if you guys noticed that, right? So that's why they call it the hook. Everything goes back around, go back to the hook, because it's kind of supposed to be this kind of repetitive, kind of this, you know, redundant, and I don't want to say mind-numbing flow, but, you know, you're driving your song, you're driving your record, and you want your hook to come back into the same place on the same counts, you know? And what happens is when those things are coming in on off bars, predictable record. And because the record is thrown off, like, it creates this thing where people may mess with it, but it's like something feels wrong to them. You know what I'm saying? But they can't articulate it because they're not on this side as the producers and songwriters. They're just the listeners, right? Yep, that bet right. While you're looking for the nuances, so you can't necessarily you as the producer and songwriter. Shout out Coach Jay in the building. You got to make sure that you're delivering your song and putting your songs into the right formats, into the right structures, so that, you know, the listener isn't kind of thrown off the pattern that we've already set in stone for them. You have to realize that after years and years and years and decades of people listening to music a certain type of way, when those things start to get disrupted, it doesn't make the record feel good. And when the record stops feeling good, then that's when people stop to, you know, really don't get the replay value. It's really a feeling we're trying to trigger, and we're trying to trigger that through like repetition and nuances, right? It's supposed to remind them of something, but sound like it's something new. It's supposed to have these repetitive portions in the record that draw us to it or keep us listening for we're waiting for it to come back. Like a lot of that is us waiting for that area of the record to come back. If you notice that, it's like you're listening to Thriller, everybody's waiting for when Thriller comes back. And this is Thriller. They're waiting for that part to come back. You know what I mean? So it's like, imagine him do Thriller in the middle and then doesn't bring it back again. You know? It's like, wait, you let us down on the record, you know? So like, even if you listen to, for example, if you listen to like the Max and French Montana, right? In the beginning it goes, ever since you left me, I got more cars, more things, I'll just start ever since you left me, right? If you notice, that only plays one time in the hook, in the beginning. The rest of the song is I went deaf on him. It doesn't go ever since you left me. It goes I went deaf on him, right? So I think that small nuance, right, is, you know, you still got a hit record, but I believe that that's the difference between a record going damn near diamond and a record that's kind of like, you know, doing really well. But I believe that if those things were repeated more, I believe that it would be way bigger. Not to say that it's not big, but I think that it would be doing much better. You know what I mean? Because it's one of the strongest parts of the song, and it only plays once, right? So that's always been the thing. I think, why did it only play once, right? So shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Make sure you're submitting this song, Tucker. Put this song over on the Song Surge side. If you haven't done so already, just put it on the chart for yourself. Get it so that people can listen to it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I really want folks to be able to discover these songs, man. But hold on, I'm gonna put it into the chat. And this is like I said, the platform that we're going to be using for our review mechanisms. You know, we're trying to work our way through the other queue, and you know, we're going to work our way back and forth with this thing. Is it Dreams and Nightmares? Nah, we ain't playing Dreams and Nightmares, man. That's for Meek Mill, man. What are you talking about, man? Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. We're going to jump into this next joint real quick. It's called Clear the Runway.
I see what's happening. Just tell me keep falling up and up for real.
Twitch.
Right, we see the 214, but you know I'm still away. Fixing on the thoughts, contemplating my mistakes. You just hit me with a novel, talking about it's all it takes to get from your best to the hills. Suddenly you hit the brakes. You're talking about reciprocity since when you swallow a dictionary. Used to just be a mama way. Now your tone is kinda scary. You saying that the dynamic changed, but the address is the same. You want me out in your neighborhood, playing house, playing games. I got the studio booked till 6. You know how my schedule get. But all you complaining about is meet me halfway for months. Cost the praise for months, intersection for months. You say I treat you like a late night convenience store. Only pulling out one empty and I'm heating more. And you don't ever see my face when the sun is out. Yeah, you don't ever see my face when the sun is. Shit is getting heavy now. You back an overnight bag just to prove a point. You is steady now. I hear you talking.
Shout out to BC Twitch on this one, man. So it's a cool track, man. I just feel like is it me or does it feel like his vocal is kind of not as clear as it could be? Feels like the dynamics of whatever microphone he's using and along with the effects that he's using seems to have the way that the record is feeling going a certain type of way. Shout out to him, BC Twitch, you know, getting it in, you know, submitting that record. I feel like the hook also can be a little bit stronger. I feel like the hook doesn't have the replay or repetitive value that it needs to have. You know, hooks have to have some sort of redundancy, man. That helps to get the record close to where the song is at. Is it a little strong on the verb? Hey, man. I listen to a lot of music in my day, man. You know, we listen to a lot of music, man. Like, I like to think, hey, Richie, man, to think that we listen to 800 songs in this bitch is wild. Like, to listen to that much music. But, you know, I try to tell folks that, you know, this platform, the way that we're doing the reviews here, man, it's different. It's not like everybody else's review platforms, man, that are listening to songs for 10 seconds or whatever. It's not like that. You know, again, we're trying to really give folks some real constructive feedback. I'm trying to treat it as if I was a producer of your record in your room of your session. That's how I'm trying to treat it. As if I'm in your session, I'm listening to your song, and if I'm in the room with you, what would I tell you to do as a person with my type of experience as a, you know, A&R, as a producer, as an executive, to say, okay, what do you need to do here to get this record where we need it to go? You know, this is kind of the closest thing that we can get to it. And giving folks the ability to improve their records. And then now that we've partnered with SoundSurge, like, you know, this is another place for you now to have it exploited, for people to really be able to find what you've done, you know. And I can't really wait for when people really start to really dive into that platform, when folks start getting featured, when, you know, when you start seeing more of the editorial process take place, because how they're looking to do it, it's kind of going to be, like I said, that music discovery platform that has, you know, editorial charts, you know, who's moving, who's not moving. And from what they're telling me over time, you know, they're going to basically take the aggregate of that chart, and the way if that chart is performing a certain type of way, and if there's certain types of traffic, they'll be able to send that over to the labels and say, hey, look who got traction, and it's all organic, no bots, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping folks are taking advantage of it, man. I'm trying to put folks in front of it. What up, Rob Mully? You know what I'm saying? Trying to put folks in front of it, trying to put folks in front of a platform that I believe is going to really help folks to do their thing. This says Nothing But Love by, what's this? This Klangstrom Guitars. Made this evening on Ableton, and of course, a half an hour. Played a live bass and chopped up a break. All right, let's see what it sounds like. I guess it looks like it's a YouTube link.
Before the first dawn, after the last light, Love is in your corner saying don't give up the fight. Love is always with us and it isn't just some trend. Been here since the beginning and it never has an end. Love is here now, love was there then. Love will be here again and again. Love is steady, yes, and love is so strong. And love alone can guide you through the things that come along. Come on. We shine on and on when the world.
Shout out to Klangstrom Guitars, Nothing But Love. Yeah, he spoken word feel. What I like what I'm hearing on there though is I like that he has a decent groove that he's starting off with, but it's still in the beginning phases, right? I was like, we're still trying to. If you're listening to that and you see it, you hear what he's doing with his guitar groove. He's still trying to find the cohesion, you know. And I think there's like, you know, there's a place where you can be as a producer or a new songwriter, as you're starting off, is trying to find, you know, your baseline sounds, trying to find the sounds that you start off your music with, trying to find the mix and the fidelity and your sound, trying to find those areas and trying to make sure that those things are married together well, and also trying to make sure that those things are like loud enough, right, that it really feels like the music is full, right? So Richard, you know, like those days of us trying to find the outboard gear to make your music sound more warm, trying to find all types of things for your signal processing to kind of get your stuff to kind of have a certain type of feel, to give it that type of, you know, all types of compression, all types of enhancers. And we used to put all of those things, we used to bust all of those things into our master buses, trying to get the music, trying to get these sound modules, right? All of these different sound modules. You had a Planet Fat or a Triton or, you know, whatever you might have had. Like trying to get all of these sounds to blend. You know what I mean? Like that is like really like the hardest challenge, especially when you're dealing with live instrumentation, is getting the right sounds to blend together and to sit in the music bed the way that it needs to sit. Like those, that can be the, yeah. That can be one of the most difficult things, man. And you know, and that's when folks ask me like, "Why do you lean so hard on sampling?" It's because it removes that challenge, right? Because the challenge of having to mix instruments, listen, it's a challenge, man. Like, you know, folks, you know, even for the best of us, it is a challenge to get all of those get all those sounds to sit properly in the mix, you know. And sometimes, you know, even in my day, I would have to sometimes go to a third party and say, all right, yo, help me with this mix. You know what I'm saying? To kind of get us where we want to get it. And sometimes we still don't get it where we want it to get. This is Geiger, man. Trap and R&B type. Oh, this might be a beat. It's a dope lead right there. The bass line. A guitar. Like you should have used a guitar. The guitar is probably the better part of the groove. Should have used that. You You know what I'm saying? Like this is one of those things, man, where you got those instruments. Like nobody was gonna wait till 90 seconds for you to that guitar to come in. Like that should have been the verse. That should have been the main driver of the record with the guitar, right? That'd have been better for the beat. Right there. This is good right here. Notice now he brought down the lead, right? The lead was dominating. Now he's making the lead sit in the background where it's supposed to be, and let the guitar drive it. You should have taken this part of the record, bro, and this should have been throughout. The way that you have it structured right now, the front part of this record isn't the strongest part of this record, Gaija. Shout out to Geiger Music on that. Yeah, it's nice. You have to make the strongest part of the record stand out, and that's the strongest part of this record is going to be the second half here. You know what I mean? Like this is where we need to build the beat from, right? Nothing to take away from the other part of the beat. It's a good start of the record. But what happens is every now and again you might introduce certain elements into a record that just happen to be stronger. And sometimes in our producer brains, and I'm going to say this for our producers out there, make sure you're joining our school.com group, Future Producer Society. Make sure y'all are joining that. But for our producers out there, what we tend to do is we tend to say, man, wait till they get to this part, right? Like wait till they hear this part of the song. Like wait till we get to the bridge, or wait till we get to the mini bridge. And I'm going to have to be the first one to tell you is they may not make it there. They might not make it there. Like that is the reality of what we're doing when we're selling music, is that the listener, the consumer, the person that we're pitching the beat to, if we're pitching the beat to artists, they may not get to that special part of the song that you're trying to save it up for. They may not get to it, right? So my advice to anybody that has music that they're trying to sell in this ADHD economy, I call it ADHD economy, right? ADHD content creator economy, where people can't keep attention for more than 3 to 5 seconds. You got to get to it, bro. Like you can't allow the best part of your record to take place 2 minutes into your record. Like that is just a no-go. It doesn't fly. It doesn't work. Richie, thank you for the rose. Like, listen, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm being honest, them folks are going to skip this part of the record, hands down. They're going to skip it. Like, they're not going to get to it, man. And you got some folks that listen to music intently, but that's not really the case anymore, man. You don't even got A&R guys listening to full songs like they're supposed to. Like, we're supposed to be listening to these records to make sure that the artist is getting the best records possible. And that's not happening in the music right now. The guys ain't getting the best music. But a lot of that is because you see what's happening is that folks have short attention spans. So, like, I encourage you to move this part of the record, man, and get this record to the front. Did he put a horn in there? Now you're doing too much. Now you're changing the whole vibe of your record, dog. Oh, man. We're good right here. It's another guitar? That joint sound like the way that it's being played out. That joint sound like it's a horn. You know what I mean? But that's killing the vibe of the record. You feel me? So right now he had a record that was going good. That went from good to great to now we going into now Like this is what I call this producer brain. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I'm gonna submit the record. I'm gonna submit the record to another producer, right? For me to review it to show how good I can produce. That's not what the platform is for, right? It's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you to showcase like us being able to, you know, program and put 10,000, you know, pieces into a record. That's not what we're supposed to be doing with this. So we're supposed to be trying to create a record or submit beats that have the best type of song structure, right? Not necessarily the best, you know, how well I can program or how well I could play. You know what I mean? Like those things, like they don't really matter, man. Like they used to matter. They don't matter as much anymore. You follow? What folks are listening for, how your records are cohesive, how your records are arranged, how good your record may be mixed. Like those may be the precursors or the most important factors that go into what's going on now. Like we're really trying to listen to a song for like how it sounds sonically. You know what I mean? In terms of like, is it really bumping? You know, is the bass line pumping? Is the kick drums really kicking? You know what I mean? That type of thing. Yeah. So right now, you know, that's really where I'm at with it. I think the record is cool though. I think he has a lot of promise. You know, so hopefully, Geiger, man, I want to hear some more joints if you get to see this. We are live, you know, we're live on all platforms now. Of course, if you want to check the replays, you can always check those out on YouTube. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. I'm about to wrap this thing up. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
Div that just skipped the line, Div. I play music in the order as received. Unless you put a priority on Sound Surge. Or you put a skip on 0. Everybody in the live, man. I'm about to call it a night. We'll be back on tomorrow, but we'll be back on a little bit earlier. Maybe a little earlier in the day as well. First week of back to school for them kids. You know what I mean? I want to tell everybody peace. Make sure y'all safe. Catch us tomorrow. Make sure y'all jumping into that Sound Surge. Put your music up there, man, so people can hear it, man. free to submit. Way to just submit that, dog. And again, man, remember there's this in this queue, man, there are 1,787 total submissions. So if you just submitted it at the very end, then you got 900 people in front of you. And then they say you put it on sound. Give me 1 second. Let me see. This you right here? Better than him, 44th motion. So on this one, you said you did you put the keys AI. I think what works here is this key progression, this chord progression works well, and this bass line works really well. I think these drums are decent, right? Of course, with the vocal melody, we have to find something that really stands out. I would take it and I would take the whole thing, put it back in Suno, man, and see if it can find a song for it. Just describe it. Describe the song and the vibe of the record. Describe what it is, like 90s style R&B. Put the key in it. Male vocalist. Put what you want the song to be about, and actually take a portion of those vocals that you have and leave them in there actually to see if Suno could actually take those and do what we call a cover, right? They'll do a cover on that. And we want to just make sure that we're paying attention to the song structure, right? Making sure that we're having that like 4-bar intro, the right setups in terms of the hooks and verses and mini bridges. What are you using for your production? That drum packs everywhere, bro. You don't let me ask you a question. Hold on 1 second. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. That's 44th Motion Band. Shout out to you, dog. Listen, man, if you need sounds, man, like go to Splice, dog. I'll put the link in the bio. I'll put the link inside of the chat. Go to Splice, man, and get your sounds from Splice, man. Every sound that you're gonna need, all your drum packs and everything in there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, is there for real 1,000 songs in my queue? Yes. It's for real 1,000 songs in my queue, man. Yeah, if you go to Splice, dog, you'll find every sound that you need, man. You'll find every types of chord that you need. You'll find everything you need. You know what I mean? What beat you said you need, bro? Which beat is it? Is it a beat I just played, or is it, how much is it on Splice? Splice is like $10 to $12 a month. I mean, but everything is royalty free, man. You know what I'm saying? So I use that. We're Splice brand ambassadors, man. We use Splice because, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you... It's an old beat. Is it on the page? Just send me the link. Or to the DM. But, John Blaze, what up? But, yeah, you'll definitely want to use Splice, man. We use that for everything. You know what I'm saying right now? It eliminates the issue for sample clearance. It eliminates the issue for, you know, so everything is royalty free. You get to keep 100% of your record, right? So even though you're using samples, you get to keep 100% of your publishing and copyright. And then, you know, you can take those things, of course, whatever you build from it, because you can sample, chop, whatever. You can get regular stems. You can build your record, and then you can take your record again, pardon me, put it back into AI or Suno or whatever else you might want to use. You know, revamp it again. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of options. But for you to say you can't find sounds, man, there's millions of sounds over there, dog. Like when he said he couldn't find sounds for a second, Richie, I caught a glitch. I'm like, what do you mean you can't find sounds? Can't find sounds in 2026? Make sure you jump into our group, man. We have a producer group. It's called Future Producer Society. It's free to join, man. We're teaching everything there: music production, music copyright, AI. You know, we're doing everything over there. We're teaching everything in there. I have monthly and weekly calls with my members. You know what I'm saying? So for folks who are in certain tiers, we link up and then we'll go over stuff. We you know, kind of have those kind of forums, and we're just trying to build it. It's very new, you know. So, you know, for those who may not be familiar, I use FL Studio. You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar. Right now, I'm really in the MPC mode, but you know, like the record that we did with French Montana and Max B, that was done on FL Studio. You know what I'm saying? And then I had another record with Lloyd Banks, and we did that on Serato. And then I had another record that I did on Ableton, on Machine, like for Freddie Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? Like I use whatever platforms I need to use to whatever music that it makes sense to. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'll take a look at it, Q-Dog, and you know, depending on what your situation is, you try to work something out. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. I'm about to jump up out of here. We'll be back on tomorrow night, around 8 o'clock. Y'all be safe now. It's all good, John, man. Hey, man, just submit your record, man. Make sure y'all are jumping in the Sound Surge, man. Just submit your records, man. See what they sound like. Peace, y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one tomorrow.